Hey guys, it's Andrea here. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, aka MAARTEN at Home.
Alright, they asking for the queen. I'm a bad bitch, she's a savage. Look back while I twerk. No comparison.
So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my little St. Maarten's travel guide. But before we get into that video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification button so you are notified every single time I post, because I am on my way to 3K and I want you guys with me every step of the way. Also, make sure you start this video off by giving me a big old thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Now that that's all done, let's get right into the video. So as you may or may not know, I recently took a trip out of the country to St. Maarten. I also vlogged it, so when you're done watching this video, make sure you go ahead and watch the vlog. I'll put it up in the cards and down in the description box as well. But I have just been getting a lot of questions about traveling, specifically to St. Maarten. Traveling in a personal pan pizza, because I'm not going to say the other word, but you know what I'm talking about. I've just been getting a lot of questions on that. But I just wrote down a few things that I think you would find helpful if you are traveling to St. Maarten anytime soon, or if this personal pan pizza continues, if you want to travel just in general. I just wrote a couple things down in my notebook, so if you catch me looking down, you know why. So St. Maarten, part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, is on the southern part of the Caribbean island shared with St. Maarten, which is an French overseas collectivity. I hope I'm saying that right. So there is St. Maarten, the Dutch part, and then St. Maarten, the French part. I'm not really sure if they're pronounced differently, but they are spelled differently. So I was staying on the Dutch side of the island. So most of the things I'm going to be telling you is going to apply to the Dutch side, because I'm not really sure how it works over on the French side if you're flying into the French side. So what I'm talking about is the Dutch side. So on the Dutch side, you have to fill out an application, like a full-on application to get pre-approved to go to St. Maarten. In this application, it's like regular application stuff, like your name, your address, where you're staying. They also do ask for a COVID test. I believe it's within 48 to 120 hours. You must take a COVID test within that window prior to landing in St. Maarten. You have to submit your negative PCR test. They do not accept rapid tests. You have to take a PCR test, which does take about 48 to 72 hours to get your results back, unless you are at the airport and you can do a rapid PCR test. I'm not really sure how that one works, but they will accept 24 hours to 48 hours. If you take that test at the airport, they will also accept that. I know that because unfortunately, me and the girls that I was traveling with, we did end up missing our original flight, which was on the 3rd, and we ended up getting a flight on the 4th instead. I think we all took a COVID test the prior Monday before leaving, because our flight was originally supposed to be on Thursday. I think we all took a test on Monday, so we would be within the 72-hour bracket, like time frame bracket. But since we ended up missing our flight, we weren't really sure if we could still use our COVID tests from Monday, because it would be outside of the 72-hour time frame. So we ended up taking a test at the airport as well, so that in case our tests were invalid from Monday, the test from Thursday would be valid for Friday. So you have to take a COVID test and you have to fill out that application, get pre-approved, and you also do have to buy insurance. I'm not 100% sure what the travel insurance was for exactly, but I do know that it was $30, and it is on like the official St. Maarten travel guide page where you fill out the application. They also inform you that you need to buy insurance before entering the country. So after you submit your COVID test, your application, and you buy your insurance, you just wait a bit to see if you are pre-approved or declined. If you do fill out your application and you are declined, they do give you reasons why you are declined and what your next steps will be, so that you can, you know, proceed with your trip. So if your application is approved, they do tell you to like screenshot it or to print it out, because when you get to the airport, they are going to ask you for a pre-approval form and your negative COVID test results. So the airport didn't ask for those forms, but the airline that we flew with definitely did ask for it before we boarded the plane. Everybody needed to show their pre-approved form and their negative COVID test before even stepping foot on that plane. They were not playing at all. If you did not have your pre-approval form, you are not getting on that plane. If you did not have a negative COVID test, you are not getting on that plane. I think they asked for that about 2 times before I even stepped foot on the plane. So just keep that in mind as well. You might want to carry a folder so you can have all your forms together, because you don't want to like fold it up really small and put it in your passport. I don't know, I kind of don't like doing that. If you have a little small folder where you can put all your papers in, I would suggest just putting it in that and then keeping that folder in your carry-on bag. Do not put it in your suitcase, because you will not get on that plane, because they cannot find your stuff. You can also show them your pre-approval on your cell phone. It's just a little easier if you have the paper, because they're not going to be like, you know, trying to refresh it and zooming in on your phone and stuff like that. So there's that. So then when you actually touch down into St. Maarten, you do have to go through immigration, and it did take a while. I wasn't really timing it, but it felt like it took about an hour. Felt like maybe 45 minutes to an hour to me personally. I'm not 100% sure though. It could be faster, it could be slower, depending on how many people are on your flight or how many people have arrived the same time that you arrived. So when you get to immigration, they're gonna ask you for your pre-approval form and your negative COVID test once more. And I think they just look at it and then give you a stamp, and then you move on to the next, and then you just move on to the next step. And I believe it's 2 times you have to show your COVID test and your pre-approval form while you're in St. Maarten. And if for any reason they ask you to take a COVID test while you're at the airport, you have to take the COVID test, and I believe that COVID test is $123. So yeah, there's that bit of information that I peeped when I was out there as well. And obviously throughout this whole airplane experience, you do have to wear your mask. If you do not wear your mask, you'll be kicked off of the flight, and you will be kicked out of the airport or whatever it is. You just have to wear your mask while you're in those areas. Now, when you're outside of the airport, it didn't seem like the mask mandate was informed. Like maybe they had lifted their mask mandate, or maybe they just didn't have one. But me and my friends still chose to wear our masks just to be safe, just so we don't catch anything. Because, you know, if you catch COVID, then you can't come back. You have to quarantine in St. Maarten. Yeah, so me and my friends just chose to, you know, be safe and wear our masks. But it didn't really seem like you needed to wear your mask. It wasn't really enforced. So there is also that. So just being on the safer side, I will always suggest just wearing your mask, okay? So when we got there, we did use a taxi. It was one of the guys standing at the airport. We just ended up using his taxi service for the rest of our trip. Him and his wife just drove us around. Definitely, if I go back, I would definitely call him up again to see if him or his wife were available to drive us again. They were safe, they were nice, they were kind. I mean, St. Maarten is the friendly island, so obviously they were friendly. But it was just, I just felt safe knowing that they were driving. Me and my friends, we stayed at the Royal Beach Palm Hotel, which was also known as Diamond Hotel. It was a very nice hotel. It was small. It wasn't like a large hotel. It was more of a boutique hotel, which I do like a little bit better, because I feel like it feels more like family. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just, maybe it's also just a little safer. I don't know. The staff there was very nice, very kind. Again, the friendly island, and they lived up to their name. Since we missed our original flight, we did have one less day of, you know, enjoying St. Maarten, so we didn't really get to spend too much time out there. But as for nightlife, guys, I would highly, highly, highly suggest going to District 721, just because it's a whole vibe, okay? If you watched my vlog, you know what I'm talking about. It's a whole vibe out there. District 721 was basically like different restaurants and then like an open dance area with a DJ and a bar. So if you wanted, you could have dinner at one restaurant, have drinks at another restaurant, and then top off the night at the bar or on the dance floor with, you know, everybody else. The place we went to the first night was called Bison, and then the place we went to the second time, I can't pronounce the name, so I'm just gonna put it up on the screen. Both had really good food, really good drinks, really great service. One of the restaurants, Bison, has recently opened. When we got there, I think they were only open for like 10 days, so they were cash only, but the food was amazing, the drinks were great, the service was amazing, the bartender was lovely, the chef, wow. So absolutely loved it. Plus it was black owned, so I love to support. Make sure you bring your cash. The only thing that was like a little bit disappointing was hookah. I thought they were a hookah lounge. They did have hookah there, but they only have like 14 hookahs. Now for a place that has a lot of people, it was decently packed. Obviously the 14 hookahs went. They went and they gone. So if you go there and you're like the 15th person who asks for hookah, you're gonna have to wait to till somebody is done with their hookah, and then you can have hookah. Another thing I wanted to make note of is that they are under curfew. Everything shuts down at 11. I think you have until like 12 o'clock to be like out of the establishment. I'm not 100% sure if it's 12 o'clock, but everything shuts down at 11. Like the lights are off by 11:05. No ifs, ands, or buts. Everything is done at 11:05. One of the girls we met at our hotel did say that they went to like an underground kind of party. So if you know somebody who knows somebody and you still want to go out, I guess make friends with the DJ and then they'll put you onto all the spots. But me and my friends, we didn't do that. It was 11. We went back to our hotel and we chilled in our hotel. The pool was closed at our hotel at 11, so everything is supposed to shut down at 11 because they are still under curfew. So for the beaches, I will say that the beaches, I think my favorite beach was Maho Beach. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. My favorite beach was Maho Beach just because the water was so nice. They had food at the beach, like food and drinks at the beach. At Bayon Beach, or is it Bay Rouge Beach? I'm not 100% sure how it's pronounced. Sorry guys, I'll figure it out and I'll put it up on the screen. But they didn't have any food or drinks, so you'd have to bring your own food and drinks and or liquor. So just be mindful of that. On the Dutch side, they do take dollars. On the French side, I'm not 100% sure because we were only on the French side for 1 day. So coming back from St. Maarten, you do have to take another COVID test to gain entry back into the United States. So me and my friends, we just took our COVID test on the French side. That's the 1 day we were at the French side. I thought they did offer free COVID testing, but at the place that we went to, no, it was not free. I believe it was like $65 for a COVID test. I'm not 100% sure. But I think it was like $65 US for a COVID test so that you can gain entry back into the US, because when you come through immigration in the US, they are going to ask you for a COVID test. And I think it was just like your COVID test, your immigration form, and your passport. I think those are the things that they asked when I came back. I don't remember what the name of the pharmacy was. If I remember, I'll pop it up on the screen, but we went to that pharmacy and took our COVID test there. So I think I've touched on everything that I've been asked in the last couple of days about my trip to St. Maarten. So if you guys have any further questions, please let me know down in the comments, okay? Because I'm here to help. That is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you give me a big old thumbs up. If you didn't get to at the beginning of the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you are notified every single time I post, because I am on my way to 3K and I want you guys with me every step of the way. I love you all so much and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye.
Alright, they asking for the queen. I'm a bad bitch, she's a savage. Look back while I twerk. No comparison. I'm a